Sujata ji, all of you present here, my most humble namaskaras. So it gives me immense joy and with deep humility, I welcome you all to the inaugural Nama Rupa Nada Bindu immersion, a collaborative initiative of Natya Shastra Gurukula and Atmanaya Academy performers. It is a profound exploration of how beauty, emotion, and desire educates not through instruction alone, but through transmission and experience.
When practice deepens, performance can become offering. In Natya as Aradhana, Srimati Priyamvada Murali invites us to encounter Natya as an act of devotion, where the practitioner moves from performing before others towards offering oneself.
It is only a blessing that we are able to present these offerings at the Brahmotsavas with befitting verses from Vedas, adhering to the Agama rituals, keep Natya Shastra. So it just came to my mind that with so many challenges that we all have assembled here, I just put this request to Akka. Mine is at 3, but let me start invoking the Aradhana. Begins with the Dvaja Aradhana, the flag hoisting ceremony, which is performed in the Dvaja Aradhana.
उमा महेश्वर पार्षदाय नमः ऊर्ध्वदिक्भागे मूर्धस्थाने हम ब्रह्मणे नमः
From movement, we enter expression. In Angika Abhinaya, leading to Satvika, Dr. Parul Shah traces the journey from the invisible gesture towards the subtler states of embodied expression, reminding us that technique finds its fulfillment when the inner begins to become visible.
Breath. Music, of course, the beautiful ragas that were brought by them. Every dance teacher must learn one or the
The title of our immersion, Nama Rupa Nada Bindu, is itself an invitation to contemplate the movement from name and form towards sound, subtlety, and the point of inward concentration. Dr. Padmaja Suresh takes us into this inquiry through the lens of Trika Tantra, exploring the profound relationship between consciousness and Natya. She invites us to see that the dimensions of artistic experience may also be understood as stages in an inward journey. Natya begins to reveal itself not simply as something we perform, but as something through which consciousness may be encountered.
Tirka, concepts of Tirka. So Tirka Shaivism is what people say when Bharata was a Tauriya to the salt. There's a story of that also. So that is the place where Tirka is flourishing, and Tirka says, Lord, Brahmanda is your land. Why are you wasting, putting all your efforts only on that small acre or small piece of land? Own the entire space. That Raja owns that beyond Akasha Tattva, beyond mind consciousness. Everything is possible. Think about it. These portions, Sukshma Sharira, where the Vashanti is, the Kamaraja Kuta, the Shakti Kuta, in Vidya Upasana and Shri Shakti Upasana, we are taught these concepts. And as many of the artists, let us remember that when they did 24/7 dance, they were taught a lot of these sukshma aspects also, which the agamas do reveal. So if you go deeper into all the texts, they say Muni, Muni, it means Bharat.
We now turn from sacred architecture to the architecture within the practitioner. In the Sutra of the Chakras in the performing arts, Srimati Mandakini Trivedi opens the subtle relationship between body, energy, and awareness, inviting us to encounter Natya as a discipline of inner transformation.
Dance classes, the dancer is like that. The teacher says elbow up, and something else says once with the elbow up, because lock is not there. उधर से बोला किधर निकल गया. You have to lock. So life is to be lived. Nirvana is to be lived. No theory. Today all this is called theory. Now students, they say, it's theory, we are not. How is it theory? It came from practice. First the practice came, then the explanation is the theory. So, but they are all but meditations. Again, it's not a coincidence that the first chakra is Talapushpagoda. The last evolute of consciousness is earth. In the vegetative life and in fragrance, the earth tattva manifests. So it is not surprising, even the way the karanas are named. This is all my personal understanding. I didn't get it in any book, and it might be rejected.
Natya ultimately asks for integration. In Tarangam, the union of mind, body, and consciousness in Natya, Srimati Deepa Shashindran explores the meaning of these dimensions through practice, where artistic expression becomes a means of inner alignment.
Vishwa
No living tradition survives through knowledge alone. It survives through transmission. In Guru Shishya Parampara, Srimati Veena Sheshadri brings us to the relationship through which technique, discipline, values, and vision pass from one generation to another.
Gurukula, Tattva, Prayoga, Guru Vyasa Chitrayam, Matra Arthataka.
Finish the flow of thought. Can it be called Gurukula?
Now, Kadale. Then it became.
From silence, we enter sacred imagery. In visualizing the Dasha Mahavidyas through Natya, Srimati Charanya Guru Satya explores how sacred form can become not merely something to behold, but a means of contemplation.
The aura of widow is what is being mentioned, is being portrayed in the Dhumavati. So wherever she goes, she tries to convince people that you can go beyond your sorrow. You don't have.
Beyond movement lies stillness. Beyond sound, silence. In meditation, Natya, and the transformative power of silence, Sri Ujjwal Jagadish explores the inner space in which practice ceases to be merely expression and becomes contemplation.
Self is full, but for some mysterious reason. Who am I? Who am I? Am I the wave? Kadalelu, 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 kadalelu. Lady. Who am I? Am I a vapor? Kadalelu, kadalelu. Forty, thirty, 40, 30, 40, 30, 39, 40, 30, 40, 30, 40, 30, 40, 30, 39. Who am I? Am I a 40, who am I? Am I a vapor? When the water which drops down as rain and raindrops, it flows like a young lady, fritting a little and laughing a little and prancing and dancing, and she moves.
What happens when art becomes a mode of education? In Art as Inner Education, Srimati Chandra Anand explores the possibility that art does not merely inform the mind but gradually forms the person.
So God just couldn't accept the written fruit. He had to go pay and to offer it in the Ramayana, uni language or uni.
The journey of refinement extends beyond the self. In Prakriti as Guru, Srimati Aparna invites us to encounter nature as teacher, opening Natya towards ecological consciousness and a more reverential relationship with the world.
When Navasandhi Aradhanam was the Arohanam with the Angikam and the Aharim, where each Dikpalaka was brought onto the stage with voice of words, evokes the feeling in the Nata. It's the line of the composition and the verses in totality, he is engulfed.
We arrive at rasa not as an end but as sadhana. In Navarasa as sadhana, Srimati Sujata Ramanathan explores how the rasas may become instruments of the artist's inner journey, transforming aesthetic experience into a lifelong discipline of refinement.
What you can hold with your hands, just he reminded us of that today because such an enriched day. And Rohitji, teach Abhinaya. It's such a complex aspect. It's probably easier. I'm not saying it's easier. A person feel. Usually gurus will say, "Na panve ni pa."
Padma Shri Professor Bharat Gupt invites us to encounter the Natya Shastra not as a text confined to the past, but as a living Shastra whose insights may continue to illuminate contemporary artistic and cultural life. His keynote, Natya Shastra and its modern applications, established the first question of our immersion: how may an ancient vision remain living without losing its essence? From the living body, we turn to movement preserved in stone. In From Stone to Movement, Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal reveals how Indian sculpture does more than represent movement, it holds movement in a state of enduring presence. Our next presentation explores how rasa transcends the boundaries of performance. In the circle of Rasa Leela in Indian painting, Dr. Sujata Pasai invites us to see painting as another language through which aesthetic experience finds expression.
My journey from here with so many beautiful ideas. Till now I was not, but today I have so many that I have to sit leading us down that path of concentration, imagination, catharsis. We won. There is no duality actually, and it is real.
Nama, Rupa, Naga, Bindu. I think for me it was like an Alayra song. I truly believe that Shastra and its philosophy are indeed a complete circle. As Mandana, I now feel it is the time to begin my journey back to my true home.